Hey, welcome to the Take Two Crew podcast. I am your co-host, Sue.
What's everybody? Everybody, it's your boy Mike. We back for another one, man.
Absolutely. We got a special guest in the building with us today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, everybody, you know me as Big Sleep, Jersey, but everybody else know me in the world. Hey,
I heard.
you know,
I haven't heard Big Sleep in a long time.
Big Sleep, you already know. You know, people ain't.
Yeah.
I still rep that shit from Jersey. Can't let it go.
Oh man,
Can't let it go.
it's definitely been a while hearing that, man.
Okay.
All right. Well, we got a special show today, man. This is like 8 months in the making. I mean, something we've been trying to put together for a while, but we here
it's really
now,
15,
man.
It's really 15 years in the making.
Yeah, I didn't want to go back that far, but you know, like it's all right. For those of y'all don't know, this right here is the original True Vision Triumphant Life Church Mind Team.
No, Sons of Christ. Sons of Christ.
Better known as
Sons of Christ.
SOC.
Yes,
I'm gonna put that picture
SOC,
as our.
man.
I'm gonna put that picture as our as like the beginning for this podcast.
Good. I was gonna actually tell you about that, you know.
Yeah.
But we here now, man. I'm excited, yo. Let's, we had a little problems this morning, but we here, man. You know,
yeah,
let's get it done, man.
Let's be honest, we overslept.
Done, man.
We were tired.
Yeah.
We old.
About 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
It wasn't going down, man.
We old, man.
Yeah, we here, man. Yes, we here, man. But let me say, it's definitely good to see all you guys, man. You know, you guys look great. You know, no homo for those people out there. You know, but how was everybody week though, man? You know, start with you, Scoop.
My week was crazy. There's nothing new. As I'm preparing for this next level, it's there's a lot of more work that has to be done. So I'm just I'm not in front of customers as I used to be. I'm noticing that for like the past 2 weeks. So it's kind of awkward going from being front line to going to the back and being like, trying to figure stuff out for everyone. But overall, I'm adjusting well. Excited to see this hood booger on Friday from New Jersey. I'm take him out to eat. Yeah, I'll pay for the first game of bowling, but if I lose, I ain't paying for nothing else. We better eat first.
Man.
Man, everything is good, man. I'm just excited for what's getting ready to happen in our lives, bro, in the next chapter. So it's definitely been a wild week. It ain't rough. It's been a wild week. But what about you, man?
Got you. Man, it's been great, man. Just wrapped up, work on Friday. 2-week vacation just started. Man, so
do what?
I'm good. I'm loving, man. I work in the hospital, man.
What you do in the hospital?
Transport, man. So overnight shift, brother.
Can't do that. I can't push the beds.
But now, he is
a push the beds.
He is a moving engineer.
You're right. When them beds go down, it's a wrap. When them things are not powered, they be pushing that thing like it's workout.
Yeah, sure do. Yeah, most definitely. But besides that, man, it's literally just, same thing, man. Just I'm excited about the next chapter of my life, man. Getting ready for this wedding in September, man, and doing everything in between. So,
The big I do.
With kids? Are you playing anymore?
Nope. She want one more, but I'm gonna have to be drunk.
Oh wow. More?
Yeah, she want one more, man. But
I'm blessed.
You like even number.
Yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, man. Yeah. What's up with you, man? How was your week, dude?
Man, I mean, same. Working in the hospital. See, I do the patient service side, feeding the patient and stuff. So definitely having to go in the rooms and dealing with the COVID patients. It's crazy, but keep it pushing, keep it moving. Just stay healthy and try to keep make sure you don't bring it back to your family. I think that's what the hard thing in life is now. It's like you don't know who you're around no more, who can carry that type. You just gotta be careful. People out here really not wearing masks outside. It's like it's beyond me. Like I don't push nobody to get the vaccination, but if you do, great. If you don't, still wear masks. The people, it just the numbers. You in the hospital. They telling you the numbers going back up.
Absolutely.
So it's like
Definitely.
I know I definitely push my kids' mother, any people I love to wear their mask outside of work. You know what I'm saying? It's uncomfortable, but if you don't want to wear masks, stay home. And, just to keep yourself safe, keep other people safe. Because like I have friends now who are now keep coming up COVID positive. My mom was supposed to come down for the New Year's. She wasn't COVID positive, but she had people that around her that was. So she just self-quarantined herself just to be safe. So it's like people just need to really be safe out here. So, like I said, work is work. We go day by day and do what we got to do for our families and stuff. Other than that, shit, same old, same old. That money.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. All right, man. That's good. Like you said, man. Definitely praying for you guys, going forward, not just with COVID, but just, in life in general, man, that, your success is met, and your expectations are exceeded, man. That's what's up, right? All right, most people want to know, how did we all come together? Like, how did SOC become this? What it is, man.
I would say it started from high school.
I was about to say it definitely started from high school.
Yeah, definitely. I think we were all probably in middle school, but we probably just didn't care about each other right then and there. I personally didn't even like Tyrek in middle school. I didn't even know the dude, but just something about him just rubbed me the wrong way. That's funny.
Oh, fact.
Funny.
No, school was no, you're not lying. No. School was the cool. Like I don't know who is school with Mike, but I met Mike. Who was it? It was football. It was football. Pop Warner. Definitely Pop Warner.
I started hanging with. I think I started hanging with Dave when Dave was when you two was around, and then like I did. I feel like did we do we did a talent show together. Me and Dave, we danced with these girls from Soul
That's when
Avenue.
we bonded in high school. Yeah, that's when me and you really bonded. When we had to.
We did it.
Oh my God! For me, in school had to find that green, purple, some stupid shit the girls wanted. He went up, when me and school really bonded during high school, during the whole talent show shit.
And then I beat him when he was trying to ride the bike down he was walking down the thing like it's a bike with Aaliyah. Well, that was our senior year? Yeah, that was our senior year.
That was hot.
Yeah.
That was hot though,
bro.
But I won.
Yo, we still won. I ain't gonna never say that not like I don't that whole shit y'all did with you killed Fat Man Scoop, but other than that, we beat y'all, dog. I don't never gonna let that die. Fat Man Scoop was the only thing that killed the show.
Other than energy, that, big dog. You gotta
other than that, your whole scene was what made that whole thing work for them. Other than that, they had nothing. Nothing. I ain't gonna. Y'all gotta find a tape, and I know Miss Akins have the tape.
Nah, nobody got it.
Somebody got that jump somewhere. Yo.
Somebody got
VHS.
Yeah, somebody got
Love got it on VHS, man. Tell you.
Okay, somebody got the tape.
It was funny. It was funny because Trapped in the Closet came in third place.
I knew you was gonna bring it up.
And I feel like we was first place because when Dave and Nook came out as Tuck and Rufus,
the crowd went wild. It went crazy.
The crowd went wild, bro.
That whole talent show was crazy because y'all started beefing. Y'all beefed on stage. Y'all beefed on stage.
Well, that's the story of our life right there, man.
Y'all beefed on y'all beefed on stage, left me on stage.
Yeah, that's always like that, man.
On Good Luck, it was Good Luck. What was Good Luck Time?
Yeah. Did you Good Luck Time? Wasn't you fake playing the piano?
I was killing it down there at the end.
Oh man,
y'all beefed it. I don't understand how y'all started beefing. Y'all beefed it before we got on. And after that, crazy. Mike did his part. Yeah, he said something. You did your part. Y'all started walking on stage and just left me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy. I forgot all about that.
We did like 9 shows that night. We did a whole concert, man. We was in everybody's show.
We did I Need a Girl, and then I couldn't go get a shirt made, so I had to spray paint it, and it got stuck, so my shirt was like halfway up, and my belly was out. I didn't care.
Man, high school, middle school through high school, our connections like really began.
So we really been doing this whole showstopper thing for a long time.
Definitely.
Yeah, I guess we were. It was safe to say we were SOC before SOC was SOC, man.
Pretty much. So we transitioned that to going to. We transitioned that from high school to going to church, because I think Dave was going to United Fellowship.
Yeah.
Mike was going to St. Stephen's barely, and then I was an independent.
Independent church.
Yeah, I was independent. So my first time going to church was my first time actually attending church for real was when we got invited by the Aikens. And then Dave came, and then I feel like it was like
I was starting to see something different at that time. I really started. It was like something more my energy, and it's like I went to school with y'all. I knew y'all, so like it was like try this. I'm like, babe, come on. And I remember the first time. I mean, I always knew Akins. I never met her husband till that first day y'all brought me to church with y'all. And so it felt everybody was young. We was at their house. Yep. It just felt comfortable. Like at that time, it just felt home. Like, okay, cool. I'm like, I'm not really in church. You know, I'm not dealing with all the grown people problems. You know how church gets. Once you become not more just as a man, when you come involved, you start to see more. More what's behind the sheets.
That's good. Yeah.
So it was like at that time, like I'm too young for this. This is not my pace. So me, you know, so I'm like, cool. My friends, I'm like, I did this school stuff with them. Cool. Met Miss Atkins. Like I met her before school. Never knew she was a preacher. Okay. I don't know. It was something that she whispered in my ear that year. At that time, it was her first year, and it just broke me down. And that's when I realized that it was something I wanted to. At church was like something I wanted to see more and seek more. You know,
that's good. That's what's up. I think
you summed it up right. It was like we were young. It was a young church. I believe at the time, I think they were both maybe like 34, 35. Our age now, like 34, 35. And they were young, just trying to figure it out. And then we were just coming along for the ride.
Yeah.
So, that's what it was.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. Yeah, I didn't even think about it that way.
It didn't feel church. You know what I mean?
It didn't feel like church. Until we moved.
It was like, that's my older brother, my older sister type thing. And it was like, they cool as hell. So like, you know, let's.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how we came in. We all came like we was all still little hood boogers. We came in rough, like
very rough.
Like, all right, I'm liking this. I'm digging it.
Yeah,
like we all knew God. Like we all knew God. It was just something more than what we was getting before.
Yeah, that's good, and I think that's. I think we can all, you know, give a kudos to First Lady, you know, because it was a conversation that sparked a movement, you know what I'm saying, for us to do something else when we never seen ourselves doing it. Like church was cool. Like you said, I went to St. Stephen's, but after a while I felt like it was a more older Saints church. And no disrespect to that, but at that time, I was like, this isn't for me no more. You know, this isn't for me. And the fact that you were being forced to go to church, you're like, all right, I'm here, but I'm not really here.
It was your family church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely a family church.
You didn't find it. You didn't find yourself. It was your family church. And that's what I felt like. Like, even though I was singing in the choir, I was involved with church. My mom was involved with church. Definitely my grandma, she was like the secretary. So she was like next door to the damn, you know, to the pastor. So I knew the families, and I was like that. I was just the other kid because I wasn't going to Neptune. Like the church was in Asbury, but all the kids in that church went to Neptune.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
United Fellowship was definitely a Neptune church.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't
But
think
it
about
was
that.
right in Asbury. So it was like for me, I was still the odd kid because I'll bleed blue. You know, we was rival at the time. I bleed blue. So it's like I'm cool with y'all, but as you get older, like as I grew up and got older, I'm like I realized it was just the same thing. I wasn't adult enough, not adult. I wasn't growing fast enough for them where I wanted to be like, you know what? Like I did the mind thing. It was fun, but I wanted more because now I started to become older. Like, hey, it just felt not safe no more to be around there. Not something I want to involve myself. I couldn't grow no more. And at that time, I was still not. I started going to church with them and stuff. I just went whenever we mime. I just go over there and did that. But then I stopped doing like I didn't want to practice no more. In high school, and then as in high school, we get older. We still want to hang out. I want to hang out now. At that time, Scoop and me was going hanging out every weekend. My mom let us get
Listen,
the car.
whoa. Well, we ain't about to tell them stories, big dog. We ain't about to do.
I'm saying we get. I'm not saying all.
We ain't about
I'm
to
saying
do.
get the Impala. We have.
My
We ain't do
heart,
nothing crazy.
my heart just dropped. Like, whoa.
No, we didn't do nothing crazy, but you know what I'm saying.
You know what?
We lost ourselves.
I
We
hear
lost
stories
ourselves.
from Mike. I hear stories from Mike all the time. But as you're talking, and I'm like, yo, I see the Impala. I see them trips to Long Branch, the random trips to Keyport. Like, oh man, this is before I found Jesus. All right, and then so the biggest
I'm
thing.
saying before we lost ourselves. So I really stopped really doing church because I really wanted to be fun.
Senior year was wild. Like senior year was wild.
I was saying we lost this. I was saying at that time growing up, it was like church was fun. And I'm like, you know what? You realize that adults are really not fun people. And I'm like, then we start hanging around. We start really doing stuff like we really start loving. We got confidence. I don't care. We got cocky. I mean, our senior year, 06, we got cocky.
Senior year. When you said earlier, you was like when you was going to church and you bleed blue. So for people listening, it's not a gang.
Oh no,
Asbury. Our school colors are black and blue. So
black and blue.
You will always hear like you bleed blue and you sweat black. If you went to Neptune, you was red and black, so you bleed red. So before anyone tried to make it seem like it was like a gang thing, it was
never.
To the day we die, you're gonna be a blue bishop. It don't matter if they change the logo 50 million times. Your colors was always black and blue, and so that's what you were saying. But definitely, I feel like in high school, man, we were, especially our senior year, man, we were like super arrogant. You couldn't tell us nothing. We ran like we pretty much had our own.
But think about who was before us, though. Think about who was before us, though, who pushed us like that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's who was it? Like Rock, like all them, like they pushed us to be cocky. Like they made.
I had no choice, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I just felt like our senior year, I didn't want our senior year. We made sure that if anybody was in this like special needs class, they never felt as though they was on the outskirts. One, because Mike was president. Mike was co-president, so we had his ears there, and then we were all cool with Esther as well. So it wasn't like we were split. We definitely had like a family environment when it came to our senior class.
Oh no, I think we loved each other. It was never really no beef. Never no beef in school when it comes to seeing. I think we all came together as a collective. Definitely.
Yeah. We definitely were a close knit class. You know what I mean? It was definitely something to see. I mean, for me, going from like my junior years when I actually, I guess, began to like feel myself, but my senior year was like, it was a takeoff. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, I'm with it. Like, when I met Scoop, I think he unlocked this little cockiness inside of me.
He did. And that's what I want to say about Scoop. That's what I want to say about Scoop. We was sports. We played sports. School wasn't really. He was playing sports, but school wasn't. He was the more. He lived in Washington. Like he showed us the hood. Like, yo, this he reminded like where we came from. Like we hustled.
Yeah. It was like
We
it was like he
hustle,
was
but
our big
it's
homie.
the way to hustle. He had fun. Like
Yeah.
he unlocked. Yeah, he definitely unlocked my cockiness.
Yeah, he was like our big homie. If we was a gang, he was definitely our big homie.
Definitely,
Real talk,
definitely.
real talk. Yeah,
He
like
definitely
no lie.
unlocked. Yeah, he definitely unlocked it. Come
Like,
on,
Nah,
you
because
know,
man.
he
school
gave me
was
my
big and
first
bold.
cigarette type thing. So like,
School was
Now,
big
for
yeah,
and
me, it was
bold. That's
like
how you carry yourself.
for me,
You were
it's
big
like I
and bold.
wanted like we had like a family. We had a family knit group. So my thing is anything. I'm gonna protect the house. So ain't nobody gonna disrespect us. You know, ain't nobody gonna talk to us crazy. But we all had fun. It wasn't how the years were before. Like my sophomore year, I had to fight a lot. Freshman year, I had to fight a lot. When we got to that junior, senior year, it was like, man, it was smooth sailing. Like, I'm gonna really show you how arrogant I could be. And the reason why I was mostly arrogant because I was high in fear. Like I had a lot of stuff going on mentally at
that's
home,
good.
and it's like if when I'm here, you can't beat nobody up. That's dumb. But let me hide how my insecurities into like my arrogance. So like when people are like, "Yo, you were super super arrogant," it's like, man, you just don't know how. Like I barely had clothes. I was randomly borrowing clothes from Mike because my
See
grandma's
what
like,
I'm saying? That's
I'm
what I'm
not buying
saying.
those jeans. We're going to Value City. I'm like, Value City ain't in right now. Like it ain't popping. I'm trying to go buy my clothes on Main Street, but she ain't trying to do that. She really got me in here with some Wrangler jeans. Like it ain't the wave. So it was definitely me just hiding insecurity, do being arrogant, but it worked in my favor.
Definitely. I mean,
Yeah,
I can see
yeah,
where I came from.
yeah.
I came from like the more the Bill Cosby. Like I didn't have that struggle like that from like you did. Like my mom worked a good job. She maintained, so I didn't like where I stayed at. I didn't get to see the struggle until I hung out with Mike and you or even Greg. You know, Greg stayed over there too. You know, with
Yeah,
his
great
dad.
saying the
So
Damn.
building.
my
Yeah,
grind really, I had to really hang with people to understand where I really come from because I didn't have that. Like me and Sean, we didn't live on y'all streets. He lived not like maybe 5 blocks behind where I stayed from, which is still a good area. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
y'all
Homes.
was by Sunset. Y'all was privileged as a mug.
You know what I'm saying? And that from
yeah,
Sunset, I stayed on 4th Ave. So I always stayed in the house. So I never got that understanding of the hood life until I really started really hanging with y'all because I had to understand like, hey, you can be
yeah.
arrogant. Like it really brought me like I'm arrogant and I understand what hood is. So I understand, you know, we go to school, shit. I mean, after school, really middle school, yeah, after school, we had to hang out right there on the block. The block was always hot, but right by the middle school. Y'all
Yes.
stay right there.
Yeah,
Like you want to go play ball, you playing ball right there by the block. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to understand. Matter of fact, Boys and Girls Club, one of the hooded spots that we all love and endear. Like that showed you how we had to hustle. All the boys came there.
It was definitely
absolutely. Yeah.
it was definitely a culture shock going from like Dave's mom actually having the car. I didn't get the first car in my family is when I got it when I was 19. Hey, mom was like, "You got a
Yeah,
license? All right, I need to put gas in my car, and then I'll see you.
yeah,
You better pick me up from work, or we gotta go pick up Dave from work." But it was definitely definitely an eye opener and a culture shock. Just a few blocks away, because the old village is it's the reason why it's at the bottom of Asbury. Like it's not for the weak hearted.
No,
Even if you
definitely
came in
not.
there, if you didn't know somebody was going to try to check you. So, and then no matter how old you was, 16, 17, it'd be kids in there like 11, 12 that will hit you straight in the head with something if they didn't know who you was or know
yeah,
like
yeah.
you didn't know. All
Definitely.
right, you know Scoop or you know Jason. If you didn't know nobody over there,
You
you was
better not be over there.
uncharted territory.
Yeah,
You ain't want that issue.
yeah,
Even the manners. Even the manners was hard too. Like that shit. That I'm saying, like, if I ain't know y'all, I'll get jacked. I'll be that kid to get
but you
jacked
know,
because I wouldn't understand the
you know,
game.
that happened over time. You know what I'm saying? Like it turned that way as we got older. You know what I'm saying? Because how they say the older you get, the younger the younger out with the old and with the new.
Yeah.
When I grew up in the Stephen Manor, it was literally, certain buildings were designed for certain people. Like if you was in building G or H, you were older, you were elderly. You know what I'm saying? And we gave them that respect. Uh, if you were in B, E, or F, that was all the kids. That's where all the kids lived. The babysitters lived in A and C. The C was the rental office. So, it was, but we were a community within a community, like, it's like, okay, this is Asbury, but this was the Stephen Manor.
Yeah.
So anything that went on outside of the Stephen Manor, we didn't care about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know what the hood was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Until I began going to middle school and high school, because, being in there, like we had block parties, those kids from
like,
the
I ain't know good food. I ain't know good food like that. Like, my good food was over there where Mike stayed. And when y'all stayed, that was good food. The good Philly steaks, the good, cheese fries.
Yeah.
Like, where I stayed at, like, you might get a nice pizza, but that was saying that's like it was like you said, culture shock for us. Like, my mom bought, we bought shit. Like, I ain't have this. Like, I always want to be like y'all, like the fancy clothes. Like, my mom was trying to buy me khakis and shit. Like, nah, I want this shit. Mike got the new Jordans. You know what I'm saying? I want those. Still got the new football jersey. I want those. You know what I'm saying? I want those. She's trying to buy me nice shirts and shit. I'm like, no.
Mike had all the dirty movies at his house too. You want to get some good dirty movies? You go to Mike's house, right? Shout out to Darnay. All right, I ain't
Okay.
about that.
Before CS, I want the Xbox for 1 year. 1 year of my life. 1 year of my life, I want the Xbox. 1 year of my life, I want the Xbox. 1 year of my life, I want the Xbox. Mike got the Xbox.
Yeah,
that's the only thing Yeah, Mike was the hood Michael Jordan. Mike had the braids.
No lie. When you say like the Stephen Manor was like a bubble, it really was, because right across the street was the hood. Like, we were legit.
Yes.
The village is a block away from the Stephen Manor, and the Boston Way is a block away. The Frederick Douglass is a block away. Like,
they're all different though.
Everything.
But the Washington
by the Gardens.
Yeah, Washington
by
Street.
the Gardens. Everything is a block away from the Stephen Manor, but you would not know that they were surrounded by the hood, because they had families in there. Like,
exactly.
You went in there, you knew Miss Ina. Miss Ina was going to quit walk for you. Miss Ina was the first one to quit walking in Asbury.
Yes.
So you had her. You had Miss Jackson. Miss Jackson lived there. She was a teacher.
Yeah.
It was definitely more close knit, and nobody would have known that outside was the ghetto.
It was all ghetto.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It definitely was.
Let's get ready for part 2, you guys. You ready? All right.
Let's go.
Part 2 coming soon. Are you ready?
Yep. All right, welcome back, guys. This is part 2 of the SOC reunion. All right, so we're just going to keep on this thing rolling here. But
definitely,
we're just talking about our senior year now. Our senior year transition, coming into graduation. I think this is around the time when we really started gravitating into the church life, but still trying to live that senior year life as well.
No, that summer was wild. That's
wild.
06 summer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But when we graduated, life really. When we graduated, life really became.
It was after college. No, when we all go in college, I don't think we really connected to school until college year. Me and Mike was going to the same school. I think it's school you in Delaware.
Yeah, I started in Delaware, and then I ended up coming to going to Brookdale.
Yeah, me and Mike was already at Brookdale. Me and Mike was already at Brookdale.
And I think that was the year where where we were young and full of life. I think that's probably.
No, if you remember, this was like a 6-week time span where things got kind of serious.
Yeah,
like the second week of November, we have a pizza party at Mike's house.
Yeah.
It's me, Dave, Mike.
I was about to bring it up too.
Sammy, and Eddie. We talked about me going like why I left Delaware, like because I felt like I didn't have the support. Like had I would have known, like Char's family, my wife's family, like the way I know them now, like the way they support kids is crazy. We didn't have that support system where we lived at.
No,
like,
none of
like
us.
we all had everyone was single parent.
Yeah, none of us. We all single, so we didn't have that same support as it was like get it out there. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying about going back to high school, learning from y'all. It's like my mom was a single parent. Though we was living good, I knew as I got older, I'm gonna have to hustle myself. And the way she hustled is, one, she's a female. I ain't have a man in my life. You know what I'm saying? I ain't have that. I had Adam, but you know what I'm saying? He wasn't that male figure I needed. Also, he was still young. So I had to really be out, like really understand, like, hey, my boys out here hustling. They're like, we never hustle like how others hustle, but it's still like understand where you come from, understand the grind, and use that to your best ability to not be that, the corner boys, because the corner boys made it look good. They made it look good for us. So you had to understand, like, learn from what you want to be, and I think that's what church really helped kept my foundation and my. We all had great parents, and even though they struggled to really teach us life, they also gave us that great foundation that this is not what we do. You're not gonna be that type of person. Like I said, Scoop had that dope boy like a hustle. And if he would have fell into the trap of his neighborhood, he could have been one.
Dude, I did. I sold our sophomore year. I was selling crack for a little bit, and then when I just realized that you go to jail for that.
I'm saying, but you didn't fall into it.
Y'all was positive. Y'all was positive. Like, you was playing. Y'all both played basketball. I still was in school, but y'all had like activities you were doing, and I just didn't want that street life no more. Like I felt like it was a good thing to just be. I don't gotta fight, man. Like I can actually have friends that are not connected to gangs. Like that was the wave for me. So I was like, all right, I'm hanging with these guys to figure it out.
Yeah, but I'm not even that. I think seeing you brought me around some of the boys like that. It also it's like to toughen me up. It wasn't never to be like, this is what you want. It's like, you're gonna be around me. You're gonna have to be tough. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be just the Davey on Sunset 9. You're gonna be Davey who's with Scoop. Like you're gonna have to structure shit, and that's what I'm trying to say. You brought that, like Mike said, you brought that tie. So I was always cocky myself, but you like, nah, you cocky yourself, Dave, but show that you cocky.
I was getting jumped. I was getting jumped in high school on the third floor. We're coming out of lunch, and I think I'm fighting a sophomore, and I got one, and I'm holding him down. I went to look up, hit some Dave out of nowhere flying in with a punch, boom. And I don't know where the hell Mike was at, but probably somewhere where
it was in class.
Probably worried about his education. So stupid.
That's right.
Mike was a bad boy first. Don't get twisted. Mike was a bad boy.
Yeah, Mike. Nobody knew that though. Everybody thought Mike was like this lovely guy. Mike was a thug like everybody else.
I didn't like Mike. My fourth grade year. I didn't like Mike because fourth grade. So Mike was in my fourth grade class, and this nigga would never go to class. He would never do his schoolwork. I don't know what the fuck he was doing in school. I don't know what happened. All I know, Mike passed, and I got summer school.
Oh, it was no doubt.
I cried. The teachers in the hallway, I cried. I had all B's and C's, and Mike fucking goes. Mike is graduating to 5th grade and shit. Like, how the fuck this nigga going to fucking middle school? Like, how does nigga graduate? He don't come to school. I was here. Yeah.
I am speechless. This is
that's
awesome.
when I first knew Michael Drake. That's when I first knew Michael Drake.
Wow, this feels like the Real Husbands of Hollywood cipher. Like
Stupid.
they
Like
came
that's my
it up,
first new mic. Like yeah,
ripped everybody.
right.
Okay, all right. Oh man,
But then I started hanging with
okay.
what his name? It started with J. Javaris. That was your friend at the time.
Jairus.
Jarris?
Harris. And that's why
Okay,
that's when we reconnected again because that was around the time everybody played football.
yeah.
Yo, Mike, you really
This
hung
was
around a bunch of thugs and killers, man.
Yeah.
yeah. Listen. Let
And
me.
you want to make
Yeah,
love to these. Yeah, your mindset was wrong, Mike.
that's over time, man. That was over time.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But that's what I'm
We
saying. The
learned.
life we lived, the
Yeah,
life we was connecting around, we really could have lived a different lifestyle.
yeah, absolutely. I think I didn't have a father growing up, but my mother did a great job. I think
Definitely.
that's something we can all attest to. Uh, that my mom put fear in me, but also love. And what I didn't want to be a part of, she was a big part of it. I tried to be a bad boy, but it didn't work. I don't like to sit outside all day long. I'm a
Okay.
homebody. I realized that as a thug, you got to be outside. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I want to play my games.
I don't have time. Yeah, I don't have time for that. I like to be in the house. I like to be warm. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, it was a lot of things that like I said, my mom, our mothers did a great job with us. But I think
Definitely.
when we matured as men and as young men, say it that way, they carried us to a point where triumph in life itself, like Pastor Akins, he stepped in when we needed him right at that time. You know what I'm saying?
we needed a big brother who came off the steps already. So he was hustling. Like
Yeah,
when we met
yeah,
him, we
yeah,
were going. I don't know if Dave ever went with us, but he had a house. He was flipping like two houses in Newark. We went up there to go help him fix them. He had a landscaping company. He was doing landscaping. We did some work on
yeah,
his
yeah,
house. We did some work on some
He
other
was
houses.
he
He
was
had his hand.
busy. He was
Yeah,
busy with
yeah,
positivity, and I think that's what it was. It was more than like you said. Either you could be busy in the streets or be busy doing something that can make a change in the world or make a change for you. And they did. That's what he showed. Like that's what it was like. It was a never hustle grind for positivity.
yeah, man. I remember my senior. I
yeah.
came home from college, and he picked me up, and he was like, "Yo, how about you don't go to Asbury, man? We'll go get something to eat, and then like you just spend a weekend up here. Like go see your grandma and then come back." And I was like, "I'm not doing that, man. It's a party. That's the only reason I'm down here for the party." He was like, "I
Okay.
don't think you should go." I go. I come down. We go get something to eat. I was like, "All right, take me to my grandma's house." I went to my grandma's house, and legit, that was Friday night. He dropped me off. Less than like an hour later, I was arrested.
Mm.
Somebody said that I was threatening to kill him, and I got sent to the county. I spent 18 hours in the county. Got out. Legit. He picked me up from my house, took me back to school. Was like, "I told you don't go there. Like I legit told you not to go." But I didn't listen, man, because I didn't want to see the life that he had. Like I didn't want that life. I felt like we was. I don't know about you two guys, but I felt like I was still chasing this wannabe down mentality. When people was looking at me with respect, like, "Yo, you changed your life," and I was like, "I don't want to change my life. I still want to be in the streets." And it was like it wasn't
I
worth it,
mean,
man.
we had friends that was still in the street, like at the time, even it wasn't really a big affiliation. But I repped the little DCA with the crew. I mean, I'm still my boys. I'm still my boys to this day. 90 all of them. I still rock. I still talk to them every now and then. Play all them. So, but like that was just we grew. That's how we didn't want to be that crip or that real tough gang. We was like it was like we was all friends. We all go to
Yeah,
school together. We all live in the same hood. It was on Fifth Ave, on the hood side of Fifth Ave. I was on the nice side. You know what I'm saying? Some was on the bad side, Fourth Ave. So we was just, that's what we made a little crew. So I feel like we was all lost. I feel like what really pushed us really like getting like, cause I said we was lost. That really pushed us was Sammy. Like think that last time we really talked to Sammy, that really pushed us to like really understand, like, yo, like he was right with us, and we tried to drag him along with us. Like that was our boy, but he also lived the other different life that that we couldn't connect to him with, and I went and I think that always hurt my I always think about, like, I don't look him up, I always think about him, like that really from like me being the Bill Cosby of the crew, Scoop still being the hood dude, Mike was like the pretty boy, Sammy was still that guy was willing to do what he did, and like we couldn't never understood, and like that shit always will hurt me to the day because that was our boy. And like at that time, we was trying to really convert him over. Like he was really going, like, I felt at that time he was going to change his life, but it was like, but that happened. It was too late for him.
He was in too deep, man. And I talked to him now. I just talked to him on New Year, and he got Sammy has 10 years left. He did
that's good.
15 down, 10 to go, and legit. Sammy didn't want that life, man. Like when you talk to him now, like he's a man, and I think he realizes. Like even when me and Mike was talking to him on three-way a couple months back, legit when I got off the phone, man, my heart was heavy. I was like, yo, here we are. We're adults. We got kids, and we don't really got a relationship as a strong relationship with his daughter as we should. But it's hard because it's like her father's in jail, man. He's like, Timmy didn't want that, bro. He didn't want that.
He definitely did, but it was he got into baby girl. Was she was pregnant too at the time, right?
Yeah,
he was pregnant at the time. I don't know. I think this shit. I don't know. He didn't tell us. You told us. I don't think Timmy told us that what he did.
No, I mean, I was in a car with Dave. I mean, I was in a car with Sammy, and we had just left church. Well, he's scared. He told us about the situation.
I was saying we was really getting everybody, like, it's like that was like the push. Like you said, he really started coming with us to church and stuff. And then like I remember that shit like it was yesterday. Like you told him what head down, dude start calling his phone, looking for him, like pull up, like yo, come pull up, like yo, like to this day, like and I lived even in Atlanta. I have lived. I think Atlanta also showed me the grits. Really like I hustle differently in Atlanta because Atlanta was slower, definitely slower to my pace. But I definitely had converted back to the hood of the Jersey in the time span. It was a little different, like money wise was different always. Coming from Jersey, you made money quicker, you save money quicker. In Atlanta's like it's always, it was definitely money wise was not there. So like, but Sammy did like that what Sammy did, changed me. Like I really don't want to be good. Like that's not the lifestyle. I mean, we always lose, and I always remember like I love always go out for Sammy and his family because like that was our boy growing up.
Yeah, it was crazy because I remember when we went to go see him about 2 weeks after he got arrested. We didn't even know. In the process of seeing me getting arrested, it was our last week in the house. So we were going from the house to going to Trying for Life in Asbury.
Yeah.
So we get there. Actually, it wasn't 2 weeks. It was a week. It was 2 weeks. We get to the church. It's our first Sunday there. We all dressed up. They didn't put Sammy in Monmouth County. They put Sammy in the mountains of New Jersey, like in Huntington County. So me and Mike, we're serving at church. We got on, I think I got the pictures. We got on blue dress shirts. Like Damon hits us up. Brother Damon was like, yo, come on with me real quick. I'm like, where we going? He like, we're going to go see Sammy. His mom was outside waiting for us. It was a surprise to us. So we got in the car and we got some snacks and we went up there and like seeing Sammy in that jail, man, like me and Mike like, yo, we're gonna be strong. We ain't gonna cry when we get there, bro. We're gonna hold each other down. Like this,
bro,
I remember seeing Mike cry one time, like during our senior year. Legit, man, we get there and they bring Sammy around that corner and we just start bawling, crying. I'm crying, Mike crying, and Sammy crying. It was his mom crying. The mom was the only one who was like
He always been strong. He always been strong.
But it was
Always been
like,
strong
man,
head.
like that was like one of the worst up until that time. That was like one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life because Sammy couldn't leave with us. Like I've been in trouble before when I was in high school, and if I got into a fight and got arrested, they let you go the same day.
Yeah.
But like my man got a bail for $1 million. We can't help him, and there's no 10%. We can't help him at all. And
we was young. We was young like that. You know what I'm saying? We was young. We was like, I don't know. I was working, but I was barely working because I was playing sports. So like, I was working at Arby's, making nothing. You know what I'm saying? I know we had our school checks.
Yeah, Brooks got check his club. That's all we
had.
had.
So we couldn't do nothing. We had no money.
Yeah, man. It was crazy. But what it did was I felt like
we wasn't even hood enough. We wasn't even hood enough to like take care of his kid because we wasn't that type of lifestyle.
Nah. We were far removed from that. But what it did for us, I think when all that happened and then they trying to get the church together, that's when because at that time you were still going to you was on your exit strategy out of United Fellowship.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we end up having we had a youth event. Y'all came. You came over. It was you. It was Greg. You called him G Stacks. Your sister. I feel like 2 other people. Y'all did.
Alyssa.
Yeah, we had a dance. We were dancing. So me and Mike was on a dance team, Victorious Praise team, and then we had with the girls too.
That's what we started off at.
Yeah, you was dance. Yeah, Dave danced too. Yeah, we did that. And then they bring the mimers over. So that's how we got to that's how we got into Sons of Christ, because if I'm not mistaken, I feel like the first event, y'all did No Limits, killed it. Yes. Like killed it. Like I knew you could dance, but I didn't know that you could pop lock. So when you and Stacks was like pop locking, y'all killed it.
I mean, I give it to them. I give it to them, Melissa and Greg. They really opened my eyes when it came to miming. That was something that was like the only thing in church that like made me like that's something in church that you can do. Like I always felt like y'all had the preacher voices. Y'all always like Scoop. I always felt like if anything in church, Scoop will be a preacher because Scoop can talk and be confident in himself to say whatever comes out of his mouth and believe what he says.
Yep, even if it's a
lie.
lie.
Mike too. And I felt like miming, when it came to miming, other than like singing, miming was like the only thing I felt like for me, like that was my preaching way of expressing what I want to express without really saying nothing and not being judged of how I talk about it. So I always felt like that was they made it like cool. And then KK Mime, you already know, like the Godfathers of mine, watching them is like, wow, that is something crazy. That's something more than like, cause we did dancing. Yeah. We all danced in school.
So Dave, what made you get into mime? Because you got in years before we did.
It was United Fellowship. Greg and Alyssa, they started this mime group, and it was again something else other than singing in church. I didn't want to sing no more in church. So I'm like, cool, let me do this. Let me find something else to do in church. My grandma was involved, my mom was involved. So it's like, when you're in that home church, you have to be involved. Your family wants you to be involved. They want you to be that golden goose in church. So at that time, I was like, cool, I'll be the golden goose. I was the oldest anyway. But when I started really doing mom, it's like, it was something different. And then they start playing these videos like, hey, we're going to like watch these guys. And I started watching these guys, I'm like, wow, this shit, they're like, this is cool. Like, this is like, face painted, and like nobody really, they know who you are, but you in your mind, you're someone, you're not there. And y'all can pretend that you're not there. So like even when I see you, I'm not there. So whatever I do is just I could say it was just like the transition. They showed me how to open up in church. I could say that Triumphant showed me how to really get praise, like to cry out, to scream out. I ain't, before then, I heard it in church because I was the young kid. I heard other people speaking in tongues. I'm like, okay, I never thought like I can't relate to that because I'm a child. So miming was just something. It was just something else I could open up to, other than singing. But like I
Yeah.
said, when I started going to Triumphant, it's like Miss Akins was like, cry. You know what I'm saying? Call out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Call out his name. And I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? What you mean? Like, what you mean by that? Like, I didn't understand that. And she said, it's okay. So, that's what I'm saying, that when she whispered, she's like, it's okay, you a tree. And you know what I'm saying, you're a branch, and you be going. I'm like, what? What you talking about? She's like, just cry out. I'm like, okay, and she just kept saying in my ear, just cry out. I mean, like that first, I busted in tears, like, because it made me feel like Mommy was like, it may explode it into something more now. It's like, now I learned it, like, trying to show you how to worship. Now I learned how to worship in mind. Like you said, pop, that's how I started. Like, it was a dance move for me. But once I started to really get into it, it's like, I can make this way more than what it can really be. And like, it was amazing. So like, it was just
I feel like
explode this more.
we tried to, we did a mine one time. This was, okay, so you guys came, and then like me and Mike was like, oh, this is dope, we want to do it.
Yeah.
So we used the paint, but the paint we were using was trash. It was coming off super. Yeah. It was coming off too easy. Like if we sweat, it's off your face. So we did. I feel like we did it. I think the first time we did was maybe like it was Fred Hammond, Jesus Be Offense. No greater love. Jesus Be Offense.
Greater love.
And we were miming, and then we did the song. It was great. We had another event coming up, and Greg said, "Hey, use this paint because you was already using that white paint, the clown paint, but we wasn't."
Yeah.
And we put it on. Yeah. We put it on. We mimed, and we tried to go wash it off. And I was like, "Hey, yo, Greg, I'm gonna beat you up." It didn't come off my face, so I'm heated. But at this time, I feel like we wasn't taking it serious. It wasn't until all three of us are miming together, and we was expecting Greg to come. And so at this time, we wasn't gonna mime. It was Greg's show. Greg was gonna do it. We were doing dancing and stepping.
Yeah.
Greg doesn't show up. You hitting his phone, you blowing him up. My man show up maybe like 10:30, 10:45 with a girl. I'll never forget it. And I was like, yo, no one's never gonna do that to us again. We not using him. We just gonna figure it out on our own. And we did. So it was all three of us. We were traveling like we really was like we were KK Moms. Like I feel like we held New Jersey down when it came to miming. I think I actually got the video of us miming like a long time ago when we did
Jesus Be Offense. I remember like this.
It's on my it's
like the only video we got.
Why? Triumph for Life has don't got no archive.
Yeah, he probably got it, but
I think the only thing they had outside of there. Only thing they had on there was like his sermons, and then it was on YouTube. It was on YouTube, but it's not on there no more. So we had like 3 or 4 videos on there that was on YouTube, but
it's not there no more. Yeah, you got to remember around that time we were only doing the disc. We were doing CDs, but the CDs were just the message.
His recording, yeah.
No, it was only only recorded the messages of the of service. Now we're at a point where we're streaming online and things of that nature. But at that time, we only did the CDs when he got up to speak. You know what I'm saying? And the only way we seen it was somebody recorded it and showed us later. But let me ask you guys a question real quick. I love where we'll be talking and how this is going. At the same time, for me, the hardest part about the gospel mind part itself was every time we went to go somewhere, no one ever seemed to know what gospel mind was.
No.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, y'all the boys with the white paint. Oh, y'all gonna do that thing?
I'm in a box. Remember, I'm in a box.
The box.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Yes.
for me, that it got so frustrating. So what I ended up doing was years later down the road when you guys left, then it was just me or things of that nature. I met a guy who actually challenged my thinking of what he's like. Well, what is gospel mind? And I never knew. I never even thought about the history of mine. I'm thinking KK Mind started this stuff and things of that nature, but I realized that it goes back to like ancient times where like ancient Greece type thing where these people would they color their faces to speak freely amongst to the people to hide their identity if they had something to say that was out of order.
Mm.
That was for me. I was like, to never when we did, like you said, we did it. We did it because we got tired of people committing to come and never showing up.
Yep, that was the whole reason.
It was important to realize what we were doing, and like we knew the why, but we didn't know the what and the how. How did this get started before KK Mind, before SOC, and now being what it is now, True Vision. We to see that, and then these people spoke out of line so they wouldn't be killed, by the king or or being stoned to death by the people. And I think that was so awesome that now, even then, when Dave said we did this, he said it was something different for him. I think we all can attest that no matter what we're going through in life, if I hated you the whole car ride, when that paint came on,
Okay.
it was something special about that paint.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We still love. We still had the brotherly love too at the time. So it's like,
yeah.
We always carry that.
Paint.
We ain't gonna let you. I mean, like I said, it grew from high school when y'all left. I think it changed when after that time y'all left off stage on me. It's like y'all changed that whole. I will never leave my brother behind. It's like, all right, like you pissing me off today, but like we have a job to do. And that means that if I need to fall on you and how you gonna catch me, nigga, you better goddamn catch me.
I will say I apologize.
I think that's
about
where
that.
it was.
I apologize, even though it's 15 years ago. I definitely remember when we did I feel like one of your songs was "Let Go, Let God." Like that was your song, and you was like, "Yo, man, it's finally we didn't did Mike's song, we didn't did Tyrek's song. All right, now it's Dave's song, and Dave's song is "Let Go, Let God." And we were supposed to do it one weekend, but they told us that we couldn't. We have to do it the next weekend. So Dave, you came up with the whole mime. Everything was nice. But we were just gonna be your backup. And legit, I remember telling Mike, like, yo, man, I'm mad. They moved because we felt like we were the show. That was like our biggest problem. Until we really submitted ourselves, until we just say yes. All these problems that we had, you couldn't tell us nothing. So when we do Let Go, Let God, Dave up there killing it. I couldn't see the fall like sheep, right? And we up there like, as soon as I
I think we were still like, again, we was always young. So like we still had that boy mentality. We still had that cockiness. So I was still that was my cockiness. And I think, like, I always, growing up, y'all was superior to me because y'all was the hood boys. So I always had to find something. I tried. Unfortunately, Mike, little stumpy ass, was better than me in basketball. But I can never let it go. I'm a ball till I die. You know what I'm saying? School was a fly boy. I gotta be better in school. It was my Impala. The school pulled that could get anybody. He the one it's mine, but Scoop got the swag for it. You know what I'm saying? So like we still had that. We still carried the confidence even when mom because we was young, because we were still learning. We learned how to praise, but we didn't know. We still didn't know how to be professional.
Yeah,
I remember when
yeah,
we had I remember when we had after that happened, like Dell sat down with us. I think I got the picture. No, it was like Dell had a conversation with us, and then Damon had a conversation with us like the following Monday. He was like, man, y'all supposed to be giving glory to God, and y'all worried about how people looking at y'all, and y'all worried about the wrong stuff. So they was like, we're gonna sit y'all down, and then they set us down for a couple weeks, and then Tracy had an event coming up, and she said, hey, I want y'all to do say yes, like my Shekinah glory. So at this time, I feel like y'all did it before. United Fellowship did it before.
Yes.
And,
United Fellowship did it before. And I always fell in love with that shit. That song, I don't play it no more. I don't play it no more.
Bro. Listen, I'm not trying to get. I don't want to be crying the whole day because I'm
already look. I'm already teary eyed anyway. But I don't play it like that anymore. Every blue moon, if it slips up, I let it play. But that song is like the song that really broke us.
Now, I think one of the best songs I've seen was, I'm gonna get back to Say Yes. I think one of the best songs I've seen that really got me like excited was when I seen you and Deja did No Limits.
Oh yeah, No Limits. I like
y'all
that
did it with
man.
United Fellowship.
Yeah.
Then you did it with us. And like the way this what made me want to get stronger in doing ministry, because I understand that you and Deja are brother and sister. I get that. But the way when y'all minister, it was like wherever you was lacking at, she picked it up. Yeah. So me and Mike had to learn that when you left. Like, all right, if Mike ain't strong here,
that song was I could say that because y'all didn't mind that song with me, did y'all? No Limit.
We did, but we had to sit there. We legit, I remember how it was when we did No Limits. It was all four of us did it. And me and Mike had to stay in the back. Because you and Deja, y'all were phenomenal. Like y'all were phenomenal, man. Like y'all were truly anointed. And it's the way the Spirit flew through you guys. It just got us by default. We just happened to be there. That's how it was. But when y'all was like, because Deja could dance too. And like when y'all was like, I remember when y'all was like take the limits off, and y'all was just taking it off. Like you seen it was some we all had personal things going on in life. And I remember just like at that moment when everybody was ministering, it was like everything was going away.
We was beefing though at the time too. I can say I think No Limits. I think No Limits was a song that we was beefing around, because I think that was when we was really getting to our again we was young and not professional, so we never really hashed our issue. We hashed our issue as kids, not as young ministers. So the mom was trying to get. We was there, but like again, we still lived in the hood. We still went home to the same stuff. You get what I'm saying? We didn't live where the Akins lived at or the mom lived at. So we still gravitated to Asbury Park. And I think that's why we now it's like nothing now. But when we was younger, it was like hot commodity, because they would tell us one thing and we hear you. But when I go home, I live differently when I go home. Churches was church. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When they said leave your problems at the door, we left all our problems at the door. And when we walked at the door, me and Scoot, we not really talking like that. Me and Mike, we cooling, but I'll see y'all later. I'll holler at y'all later. What we meeting up later? Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I'm going home with you. Like, look, I'm gonna go with my girl real quick, and we'll talk about meeting up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we got. That's what we had. You know what I'm saying? That's how we was now. That's how we was at that point.
All right, let's stay right here. We're gonna jump off. We're gonna jump back on.
Yeah.
Like this. We jump off, jump right back on. All right.
I'm ready.
Go. All right, Dave. So you were saying that we were talking about leaving your problems at the door. So Go ahead, pick up from there.
No, I'm saying that we, as kids, we left all our issues always at the door. When we came into church, we was about business. I can say that we was always about business. And I think No Man was like the last song we really did together. And yeah. It was a lot going on. No, not really. Well, Deja? Well, we was moving. I think that was one of the issues. There was a lot going on with moving. I think we mommed again a couple more times after I stayed with Mike.
Yeah,
So
but what
no,
made what so like since we're like what made you like where you think like most of like our issues came from as young men?
Jealousy. I can say I was jealous. I was jealous of y'all, but never flourished to the point where I'm like, oh, I want y'all lifestyle. I was like, at that time, my mom moved to Atlanta. I was dealing, what I'm saying, I was staying with Mike. So like, as a young adult, where do I stay? Where am I at? At that time, I wasn't going back to school. I started working full time. Got me a little girlfriend. So it was like, for me, I was stuck. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have a family no more. Technically, Mike was my family. You was my family. But other than that, my mom was in Atlanta. So like, there was nothing else I could have. So it was like, maybe that family jealousy was like y'all connected better at that time. Y'all started getting more closer at the time too. You and Mike. So as I got, like I said, y'all had a family to go through. I'm chilling. I'm not gonna, it's weird at the time as you get older, staying at your boy house all the time. Might as well just be my girl. You know what I'm saying? At that time, for y'all, it was like, all right, let's hang out and then y'all go home. So I think at that, that, it was a little different for me at the time. It wasn't like I wasn't pushing to make more money to get my own apartment, but I also wasn't trying to stay. I wasn't know if I really want to stay in Ashley Park or move to Atlanta. That I had still dealing with my sister. She was in high school trying to graduate, so it was a lot for me to trying to be that adult, but still want to be that kid because I was only 19 at the time. Trying to be grown.
Yeah.
They're trying to be grown, but really not grown because not understanding the grown man world.
But here's the thing, Dave. We went through the same thing you went through, man.
Yeah,
I think one of the as a man, I can say a big heartbreak of mine was not having a relationship with you. So I hung out with Mike. I had my own relationship with Mike. I had my own relationship with you. But whenever it came to riding out on Friday nights, we knew Mike was booed up with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Me and you, man, we about to be out here in these streets doing our thing. And even if that means having to go walk to your mom's house to go get the car, pick you up from work, take you to go home to take a shower, and then we was out. So it was like, man, when you left, it was like it's a void, right? And then so I can even take it a little further. My wife talks to you all the time.
Yes.
But me and you never talk. And I'm like, I don't understand what it is because I love Dave as if he's my brother. Still got nothing but love. Still got nothing but love for you. But I just didn't understand that. So when you're saying that, it's like prior to us getting on, maybe 20 minutes before that, me and Mike was talking about that. Things you should have did when we were younger. We should have did when we were like 30. Well, in our late 20s. When we were 19, we all should have moved out of our place, our parents' homes, and got our own spot.
Because we did push each other until that point. I think we stopped. We all got content.
Yeah, very content, man. I was like, I'm just gonna be in this village. I'm gonna be in this village and just I want to live like everybody else lived. And then it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen that way. But like a big thing was like, man, I just didn't understand. I didn't understand where it was like, where did we go wrong as brothers, not friends? Because at this point, man, we brothers. I knew we got to. I remember the fight at the church, and then I remember us. But other than that, all I remember is good things. Us stepping together, us miming together, us traveling. It was never to the point where like, Dave wasn't a part of the family because you was. Like that's how my mom looked at you. Like it was like, you was one of her kids. Same way Carla looked at you, like you was one of the kids.
And I said, I always, it wasn't only y'all. I mean, when that situation went down, when I got kicked out the house, that was a big deal for me. It wasn't just y'all. It happened. It just like at the end of the day, Mike had to stand for his family at the end of the day, and I agree because that's when my grandma was trying to kick Sean out the house. I had to stand behind that. We was younger when that happened, but as a adult, I'm like, I understand, but also I ain't had nobody to run to. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. I called my aunt, you know what I'm saying? Not just y'all. I mean, even school had to stand behind Mike because at the end of the day, Mike is his boy. That's his. I was everybody's friend, but I met everybody differently at different times.
Dave, listen to this, Dave. Listen to this, right?
No. I'm saying at that time, that's how I felt. But also,
I get it.
I called my aunt.
And, here's the problem with me and Mike. Now, Carl. Now it was like, okay, Dave got to move out, right? That conversation wasn't just happening with you; it was happening with Mike. Like, we adults, we living with our parents. If they got an issue with us, they're gonna take it out on the least person they can take it out on. And my grandmother was like, you got to get out. You got to figure life out. Like, I need my own space. And it just so happened that it was like the short end of the stick. Because if Mike lived with me for like 3 days when he was going to transition from one house to D-Way. It was just that, man, we just wasn't as strong as we thought we were.
Exactly.
We wanted to be kids just a little longer.
And that's what. And when Mike said, Mike mom said, hey, I had to go. I'm like, what? Like you gotta go. I'm like, yo, this like, she's not wrong. But I'm like, damn, what the fuck am I do now? Like, that was only my plan. There was no other plan. And when I called my aunt, it was like, oh, I have to talk. You know what I'm saying? They didn't make shit happen. Like, I ended up staying with my girl. I sneaking staying with my girl at first. Like the first couple nights, I was sneaking sleep in the basement. That's where our brother stayed. But her grandmother was a lovely lady, and she loved me to death. I was always respectful. She eventually let me stay until it was time, until it was Christmas. It happened around what? Maybe November. I left Christmas. I left. It had to be. It was quick.
It was 07.
Yeah, you just left. I don't know when you left. You just left. Honestly.
Yeah, cause it was just like it was at that time. It was just like that hard. It was just like fuck everybody, and it was just like it was like at that time like y'all my friends. I could like at that time shit. We was hustling. Like that's how we grew up. Like you friends with somebody. That's how it was. I still had that jersey in me. Like you know what I'm saying. Like all right, bump everybody, do it yourself. That's how
Yep.
we always read like. When all right, bet, keep it moving. I felt I was showing like that. Bet, keep it moving. But it was more of just being everybody was being all making adult moves. Every time everybody made an adult movie and that person wasn't ready to be adult, it was like, all right, bet, keep it moving. And that's like me and Sean, like we talk now, but at that time before my mom moved to Atlanta, I was supposed to move with Sean. It became a money issue between my mom and him and me. And I'm like, fuck all you, like, fuck you. Don't keep it moving. And I ain't talked to him for like a good 7 years. But, always, like I said, we wouldn't talk about, I'm still your friend on Facebook. I'm still like your shit. I'm still like love your kids just because that y'all home. At the end of the day, y'all home. And I'm never going to forget home, regardless of the difference. So, me and Sean started talking. I mean, we never talked about issues, but we just talked. We just kept it, love your kids, congratulations on your marriage, keep it pushing, do what you do. I'm glad for y'all. That's how I always, So it's like it's just us being German, we grow up, we just talk about it, just keep it moving, keep it pushing. That was the grind. And I always keep that mentality. Granted, I wish that we did talk earlier because it was, as you look at it now, it was bullshit. Shit happened. Shit happened. And it shouldn't took that, but also too, like I said, I felt we was also judging each other, we were really pushing each other to be better, but we was doing it the wrong way. Because I felt like we started getting jealous, trying to be we trying to better each other, but I was trying to get better than you. But I want you to be better, but I need you to be better so I can be better than you. Same thing with school. It's like, get better, Mike, but I'm right behind you. So you better catch up. So it's like that wasn't the right way to do it. But that's how we live.
I feel like our mindset shouldn't have been let's be better than each other. It should have been let's build with each other.
Exactly.
We had the
mindset. We had the mind. We had the merch. We had all that stuff.
But we just didn't have. We didn't have the. We had the drive, but we didn't have the behaviors. Like we didn't do it. We talked about what we were going to do, but we never did it. Where we're at now in life, is that like if I tell Mike something, I tell Mike something. I'm not looking for him to just be like, okay, I need to see the behaviors he's going to change to be better. So even like with our podcast, as we went through and we go back and forth through the podcast, there were things where I was like, hey, yo, Mike, you got to tighten this up. And he'd be like, all right, bet. The next episode, Mike is like on 10. And I'm like, dude, now I got to match your energy. Like, I was willing to give it. I was willing to get the information out, but I wasn't following behaviors myself.
Yeah.
But I feel like when it came to you, man, it was like, dude, like I genuinely was like, I miss Dave, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what went wrong because at the time we're young and we don't know how to have conversations as men. But I can say that now as a man, as a father, that anything that I did in 2007 that wasn't lined up with our brotherhood, I genuinely apologize, man. Like I should have been. There were times when Mike needed me that I was too self-involved in myself, and I wasn't there. And it could be the same thing for you as well because I had other things going on. I wasn't really checking for nobody at that time. I was trying to figure life out for myself. Like I'm like, man, I don't want to be dealing with these women back and forth. I'm out here. I'm doing one thing one day. I'm doing another thing another. I'm inconsistent in life. We all talked about wanting to be pastors at one point. And I'm like, how can I say I want to do something, but my behavior is showing something different? So like, I would definitely say, man, like if I did anything that wasn't considered,
I mean,
it was as a brother, I apologize.
It was more definitely. It was like Mike always pushed the envelope. Mike always hit my phone up. So it was never like I was just never the one to reach out. Mike just kept pushing it. So it's like just never been like an ill feel. Like it's just like shit happened. Now, like I said, back then I was just like fuck all y'all. And even when Mike had maybe baby number, I don't know. I don't even know what baby it was. I was in Atlanta. I wasn't really talking to him. I was in Atlanta, and me and Mike had sparked the conversation. I always say Mike always pushed the envelope. Like he never. If anything, like I'm not gonna be the one to say that I didn't try. That's always been Mike. I pushed the envelope. I hit Dave up. He smiled one time. I might hit Dave up again. He might not smile another time. But he always, I can say, Mike always just kept pushing that envelope. Hey, bro, what's going on? Hey, bro, what's going on? What you doing? That. So it just made the relationship like it just built the relationship. He just kept making sure he was in contact, so that relationship just never died out. And I think me talking to your wife always kept me close to you. Like That's good. I don't like me. I never met Joy though. I never met her. I can't remember one time I met her.
Mike didn't meet until I got married.
Is that, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know the day I met her in my life. But Scoop was at the time. Scoop just kept talking about her. But who is Cherish? Like who is this chick that he keep talking about? Why is he even dealing with anybody with the Aikens?
Yeah, well, at that time, it was like I met her. Technically, I met her at a funeral. I don't know if you ever seen like we talked about it before in the podcast, but I met her at a funeral. Mike, I see you trying to maneuver. I met her at a funeral, and then I didn't meet her. I seen her, but then I met her the year after that, man. But I was going through a transition. Like how we were all going through things, I was going through things too, man. And I just wanted something different. I was like, yo, I don't know why, but I'm super young. I want to be married. I guess because we was watching how Pastor First Lady was, so I like that. Like the way he treat his wife
Yeah.
is how you're supposed to treat your wife.
Exactly.
Never disrespect her. Excuse me, never disrespect her in front of anybody. Always hold her at a high regard. If they ever had a disagreement, we didn't know they was having a discussion when we were around them.
Okay,
It was never. It was.
They really going at it. Really.
Yeah, it's like that's what I wanted to have my marriage based upon. Like, it's me and you to the day we die. Friends gonna come and go. Relationships gonna grow, and we're gonna build. But the most important thing is that you got my back, and I got your back. And that's what I loved about their marriage, man. And I was like, I want that. I want it. But at the time, I was young, so when I made a lot of mistakes in my first marriage. That like sometimes I think about it now and I cringe. Like, man, I did that, and my wife was like, "Yeah, you did it." And then I get after it happened, I moved to New Jersey and I'm watching Mike. I'm like, Mike is trying to be like his A1 husband, and he going to do a transition like I just already went through. But he was fighting, and then I also learned how to be a better father for being around Mike. Watching Mike how he was with his kids. It was like, okay,
I remember Mike
because I didn't have that. I had a father in my life, but I didn't have a father to show me how to be a father. Like, I knew how to be a man. I figured that out. Didn't know how to be a father. As I got older, you realize it's two different things. You know, a man goes to work, pays his bills. A father tries to, have a relationship. A father is the person who can grow, here and there. Like, I'm not the best dad in the world, but I try my best. And I'm always available for correction. So, but back to where we were at, I feel like that when you left, man, it was like how you felt is how we felt. We was like, yo, you left us. And it was like, all right, how we gonna figure this out, Mike? And then next, I left Mike. Mike was on his own. So Mike had to figure it out with a whole set of new people.
Yeah. And it was funny because I never considered myself to be a dancer. And I still, at the age 34, I still don't consider myself to be a dancer. I can entertain. I can move the crowd.
I can say though. One thing I can say though, when you put the paint on, you act like you the like my what was your nickname? I know Showstopper and what else? There was something else you named.
You were called the Showstopper.
Problem solver. No, the problem solver, man. That's it. Yeah. But it was mainly, it was, we kind of still hold these names to this day as the guys we were talking, what I'm saying, reaching out to Dave, just nothing's going on and things of that nature. I'm trying to solve a problem, what I'm saying, or whatever, Scoop, we call it the aggressor,
Yeah.
To this day, I think no one's more aggressive than you, at the same time, and just, Dave, I think you was just like, you were silent but deadly, what I'm saying? It's like, your moves spoke volumes that your words couldn't say, and these things we still hold, to this day, all these years later. And as like I said, as you guys were sitting here and things of that nature, what happened then, I think whatever happened for this whole time span, I think it needed to happen because we were very, very cocky. We were very arrogant at the time where it was like, Scoop didn't like to be corrected, at all. You couldn't tell him, for anyone listening that knows Scoop, he doesn't even go by. You barely, I don't know who even calls him that name anymore. But for the most part, we literally transitioned into a different dynamic. And I think what had to happen happened. You know what I'm saying? For all this time to pass, but all we have to say is good things about each other. You know what I'm saying? There's no, we're not crying over spoiled milk. We're just like, all right, great. It's like we're picking up right where we left off.
Definitely.
And going forward, it's, these things have to happen. You had to leave to figure out what you needed to do with your life, Dave. You know what I'm saying? Scoop did the same thing. And for me, you guys we had to separate to see just how strong we were on our own. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And I think that was the part we didn't want to accept. It was always when I look to the left, you're right there. When I look to the right, you're right there. I don't have to look to see what you're doing because I know
But
you're doing it.
yeah,
Even if we,
yeah,
like, and you
we
think
did
about the
everything.
times our rehearsals were not even rehearsals. We were just hanging out. It was
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm gonna do this, you're gonna do that. When you do this, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, we in the car driving. All right, Dave, you got this verse. And that was it. It was like you got this verse. I don't care what you do in that verse, just do it. We in the background, and same thing. Dave, it's cool. You got the second verse, right? You got the third verse, and we'll keep moving. And we'll come together for the chorus. And that's how our rehearsals went. We were just that great at what we did. You know what I'm saying? And when we all just, we left, it was like, all right, what's next? And a lot of people ask me that, are you gonna stop miming because they're gone? I was like, man, I don't know what to do, you know. But I realized that for me, being the least uh, uh least creative, I guess I'll say that for lack of a better word, it made me push that much harder. It made me do my first solo. You know what I'm saying? And to see, talking to Dave and hear that he was still doing mine out where he was at was awesome. In school when you came back, we did a
He had
few
a big
together.
team. He had a big team in Atlanta. I see the
Yeah,
videos.
I mean,
He had
yeah.
a nice size
I
crew.
mean, but
it was great.
it took a lot. It really took a lot. I mean, I wasn't after like to me after I left. I mean, I left with SOC and that was it. I was like, I'm done. It was like it was just too much. Again, I found a church home and my grandmother, and it was like I was still loving mom. I was still listening to gospel, and I was still just, just always just listening. You know how we remember we used to be in the street, and it'd be like we used to laugh. Like I said, we was like we could just do R&B, like R&B come on, and we used to start doing the moves to R&B because we was that connected when we listened to mine. Like it didn't matter what song we listened to anymore. Like once a song came on, it's like we picture us performing whatever song. It would be an R&B song. We like Scoop like, yo, that song came on, but I'll be like, and my mom like this and that, this and that. I'm like, well, we can't do that. Like, you like you can't do it at church. Like, yeah, I know. I'm just thinking like, yo, that'd be hot. I'm like, we was thinking beyond SOC. We just think about just entertaining people and making people happy. I think, and like even when I went to Atlanta, it was like it started off being really a one-time thing. The lady said, "Hey, my grandma always was raving about me. Oh, he did mom in Jersey, that." So, the lady came to me, Miss Barksdale, rest in peace. Not Barksdale, Miss Mackenzie, Reverend Mackenzie. She had passed away recently. She asked me to do this for the kids' youth, and like, cool. I thought it was gonna be a solo thing, and then she put a list out and like 9 children, not our age, not 17, 13. I mean, from the age of 4, signed
Wow.
up to do this one thing for the youth, and I'm like, I can't do this. Like this was not like I'm at that time I'm only 20. I'm only 20. Like, man, this is a toddler. I mean, granted, it was the Lever Babies, and like it was just amazing people I grew like they came and made it home again. But yeah, it was like to do it again. It was great, and like to watch, like again, then watch y'all still do it. I also use that as okay, Mike and Scoop still doing it. I have to keep. I gotta keep pushing. Like you're not gonna be better than me. Again, that was the one we wasn't talking. So that's even more of fire. But also too, it was also that hunger. Like that's how I was pushed. You always gotta be pushed to be the best. So I watched y'all my bet. I'm all right. I'm gonna be on my game. So like it became fun. It became a passion. Like when you fall out, the passion goes. When it's not fun no more, that drive leaves you for that moment. And you always have to find a way to connect back to something you really love. And I really love mine. And so at that time that was like the most great thing. One more song I did never would have made it in Jersey. I remember it was at Miss Gilliam Church.
You did never would have made it?
Never would have made it. I was still talking to Michelle at the time. And she took me over there. She wasn't, but I was in Atlanta. I came to visit her. I was in Atlanta. I don't think I told y'all. I know y'all knew about it. I know y'all knew about it. I know Miss Billy knew y'all.
No. It's my first time hearing about this.
It's a picture. It's a picture. I gotta find it. It's a picture of me doing it because she took a picture and it's somewhere. Miss Gillian probably has it too. But I never would have made it. I did it as spite. It was one of the churches we mobbed at too. It's one of the church, Miss Gillian Church.
Probably Shiloh on DeWitt. Listen, man. It was so many times. We never would have made it for 07 New Year's Eve going into 2008. And me and Mikey mined the song, and like the Holy Spirit fell on the church, and I'm on the stage, I'm on the pulpit crying. My mom ran up there and started hugging me, and we was crying, and she knocked the Holy Spirit out of me. I'm like, what are you doing? You can't be doing that. Like,
okay, she took it from you.
Yeah.
But legit, like even when I came back to Jersey, when I moved back, and everybody, and like I'm like, Mike, I don't know if I'm gonna mime again, because let's be honest, nobody didn't want me to mime. Like only the selected few wanted me to mime, and most of the people who was there didn't even know that I did mime ministry before, because it was a whole new set of people. Maybe the original people was probably like 10, but no, it was enough for them to forget. Mike was killing it. Shamia had came. Mike had his own set. Like he had his own crew. Like so, he had his Jersey crew. I had my own crew here. It was me, my wife, my brother-in-law, and this other guy named MJ, who was a beast. So we had a crew. So everybody, you had your Atlanta crew. We got New Jersey.
Everybody had a little crew. Look.
I get to Jersey. Me and Mike, we do "Set Me Free." You did "Set Me." "Set Me Free" was our set it off song. Like if somebody called us and be like, "Yo, you set me free," even to this day, I don't got to practice. Put on the pain.
No lie, I just set me free too.
Yeah, we did "Set Me Free."
No, I did. No, I did it one time. It was a church, a little event. I told the kids "Set Me Free."
Yeah. So no, I'm telling you, the go-to thing was always "Set Me Free." I came back, me, Mikey, and Tyree minded, and it was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I'm looking at Mike like, to God be the glory. That was our thing. That's what kept us humble from 2007 up until now. Like if I ever did anything with ministry, I always said, to God be the glory. Because at first I was like, I killed that. It's all me. You feel me? We put this together. Do you want to sleep together? Like that was the whole thing.
Wait, what?
Bro, listen, man. This before I was really connected to Jesus, bro. For real, man. Like, I was
lost life.
No, it was like
lost
that.
in the sauce, bro.
Yes.
Pop star life, man.
I was lost in the sauce.
We wasn't professional. We wasn't professional at all. We gave glory to
God.
We gave glory to God.
I'm gonna go pray with her, bro. I'm gonna go pray with her real quick. Like my mind wasn't right, man. My mind was right and jacked up.
Why? I don't know why I was jealous about that. I don't know why I was jealous about that shit. I don't know why.
You didn't miss nothing.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
We was young. We was young.
That's what I'm saying. Like that lifestyle that came with Miami it was beautiful, man. It was like when we walked in the door, it was like, oh, y'all here? Like,
exactly. We here to shine.
But we walked
here, man. Come on.
We walked in era.
Come on.
Why? Look,
we knew we was the main event. We're like,
but why?
We here.
Why? We only got 4 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
That's it.
We got 2 songs. We got 2 songs, and we're gonna sing the whole song all the way through.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
They like that.
Yeah, but that's what we did. Like it was funny. We remember. I don't know if Dave was here for that, but we started taking on shows without the church permission. You know what I mean? Like yeah. Oh yeah, we coming.
I mean, that's when we got sat down. Right there. That's when we got sat down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, because y'all didn't come with me.
No, we were ready to go, but the church.
No, y'all remember that time?
Called the church.
No, it was in Elizabeth. I had an event set up, and it was like somebody's birthday party, and Dave was dating an old girl. I don't even know her name. I just know she looked like a creative player from Madden. Man, I don't know her name. Mike, I don't know her name. But anyway, Dave was dating somebody. Mike was booed up for HYG, and legit, I'm like, yo, y'all gonna leave me hanging? So I had to go get mine by myself. But then out of nowhere, like you said, we started taking on stuff without church permission. Cause we didn't them love offerings should have went to us. We wasting our gas.
Exactly.
That's our money, man. Don't make
that's what we start calling it too.
Yeah. That's definitely.
Like you said, man,
just undisciplined, yo.
Yeah.
It was a lot. Really undisciplined at the time, man. And
I mean, Demond, no. I said no, but it was us because Demond was on our backs. It was on our backs. Yeah. He was on our backs. So I don't know where we slipped up at because he was on our backs.
I'll tell you what we slipped up at. Demond still had a life. Like we didn't take that into consideration. Demond he was younger like we were. I think he was maybe like 10 years older than that possibly. So Demond was like, he was still out here. Well, he wasn't out here, but Demond was still like, he was young. So maybe some days we'll be like, yo, we're going to Demond's house. He'd be like, nah, soldier, I got plans.
I mean, sometimes he'll take me Mike the ball. He'll take us to go play ball real quick and he the ball. Like, all right, I'll see you later.
So yeah, we were going to Fort Monmouth to play ball. Yeah, man. It was crazy. Yeah. It was. We were all young.
He did his best because I remember now I can't do it, but I remember back then, me, you, and Mike used to spit. Like we spit verses like we used to spit in bars like we were rappers. Like I can't do it now. I don't remember but I came across this one time. I'm like, it was the whole list of the verses. We used to spit verses like he didn't play. You spit that verse or you give me 10. And we was not trying to do 10. We was not trying to do 10.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to go hard. Like I'm saying, we had great foundation. I think that's what made us really keep us from not really gravitating to the street. We held the street dear to us, but Demond, the Aikens, they really gave us that home. Like there's a way of life other than the streets.
Yeah, you know what it was? I think for us growing up without fathers, Brother Demond and Pastor Aikens were the two people like fathers the most to us. You know what I'm saying? Even though they were just their age was different. Like they wasn't too far away from us. Like maybe they got 10 to 12 years from us even now.
Yeah.
We were like, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, it was the fear of being smoked. Like, you're not about to smoke me, bro.
Yeah, even now.
Even with Pastor Aikens, he did so much for us. Raising money for us to get our cars on the road, taking you to Delaware. Maybe getting me out of a jam or two. It was like,
Mike, he got to be my first suit. Like my first fitted suit, he purchased for me.
You're like, I'm like, why are you here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because, for me, it was like, you want something from me. You know what I'm saying? More than just living a life of Christ. Because growing up, that's what people did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I made people money playing basketball outside. And they were, 10, 11, 12 years old. You making $10 a game. You think you live in the high life. But, it was something else connected to that from them where, I was hot until I lost. And when I lost, they didn't need me no more. You know what I'm saying? And then it came, when you get older and you're like, yo, why are you still here, man? Like, even to this day, at the age of 34, he's still involved in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I respect him for it. I appreciate it. Even though all the times I let him down, all the times I was like, yo, look, man, hey, she pregnant. I got locked up. Whatever the case may be, he still remained that father figure. You know what I'm saying? Demond, the same way as well. I still talk to them on a regular basis. But what we needed, they were what we needed, and then we became that to our children, to our wives, and things of that nature.
What I what I realized with them was I didn't notice this until I actually met Bishop Hilliard. So everything that we did, on the exception of a few things, Damon did, Pastor Akins did, and then now I'm finding out yesterday because Jerome, I don't know if you remember Jerome, but Jerome had recently passed away from COVID. But them all three, they were running partners, and legit, like when I was listening to Bishop Hilliard talk about like their past, and I was like, yo, we did the same exact stuff. There was no difference. Like we legit followed their path, like some majority of their path. And it was like, it's just crazy, man. They seen themselves in us, and we were like you were saying, Mike, what are you here for? What are you like? Okay. What are you trying to like? You're gonna disappoint me. How are you gonna do it? I'm waiting.
Okay, for that. Yeah, like they knew we were gonna disappoint them. I did got like when we got set down. Y'all got sat down for your cockiness. I got sat down because I was being booed up too much.
Okay.
That was what it was too. I was booed up too much. Is when we got sat down.
Oh no, we were shacking too, but we wasn't telling nobody. Yeah.
I
mean, yours is out in the open, but we wasn't telling nobody. All right, man. Y'all ready for part 4?
Yeah, let's wrap this up on part 4. All right. We ain't got that much time.
All right, man. All right. So here we are. We are
part 4. This is longer than we thought, man. This is awesome, though, man.
Definitely.
Big question that everyone's been asking ever since we like dispersed, man. I don't want to say broken up, but excuse me. Do you guys still got it though, man? Do you still got it? Do you got the one more running?
I always do. Definitely. I always do. And I think that goes from being from where we from. I don't think we saw old heads ball to the day they die. You know what I'm saying? You never see you know what I'm saying? So I think that driving us. I mean, I don't know. I got it. Granted, I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm done. I might broke down. I'm that type of broke. But
I need oxygen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, like I'll give it all, and that's it.
I need Gatorade in the bed. Yeah. I need a good 2 months.
6-month notice. I need a 6-month notice, man.
Like, tell me now what we're gonna do in July. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. Yeah, man. I'll be saying.
I would definitely like to do like one good show. You know.
Yeah. I think we can do that.
Who will be a song then?
Gotta be in New Jersey.
Show. Oh, you didn't say perform. You said a show.
Yeah, it gotta be at least like three or 4 songs.
So
what a break in between.
Yeah. I think we could do it.
And it gotta be
we could pull it off, man.
4 of our best songs, like "Set Me Free," gotta be in there. Like you gotta do "Say Yes." You know, something that's gonna work you out.
That'd be last, because then I can say
yes. Gonna have to be last.
Say yes. You don't have to do nothing.
We did a lot.
No, but
we did a lot for say yes. But I think at one point it gets too overwhelming, and then you just lose yourself. I think we was just at the point everybody. I remember like it yesterday. Everybody was in their own little corners, and that was it. To stay there, I was done. I was in my corner. I remember I was in my corner. I know I turned over.
After it was over.
No, it wasn't over. It was at the point where it was just saying, say yes. It's like we done. We were just done.
I remember Leanna had a video of us.
We still. I can say we still finished it off, but at that time it wasn't. We wasn't performing no more. We wasn't entertaining no more. We was just giving worship.
And you know what it was? Doing those say yeses and those no limits, that was just all conviction, right? Because we were trying to live 2 lifestyles that just, it wasn't us getting into the spirit. It was us like, God, I'm sorry for what I did last night. Hey, God, I'm sorry for what I did this morning. I'm sorry for what I did this morning on my way here. You know what I'm saying?
We still thugging it. So we was like, hey, wake
Yeah.
up, wake up, wake up. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? You
Yeah.
gonna be there.
And that's what it was. It wasn't, it was God. It was literally flesh and spirit just going like this back and
Yeah.
forth.
No,
And
bro.
like,
I remember we had the mine one day, and like everybody was at somebody's girlfriend house.
Yeah.
I remember that, and then
Yeah.
everybody had to get picked up. We didn't get picked up when we
Absolutely.
went in the village. We were at somebody's girl house,
Yeah.
and and everybody had to get. I remember that, and the spirit fell because we was out here living in trifling.
Even when we performed on the streets, we all wasn't together at that time. When we performed at the, because you talking about what picture you talking about? Because we got two pictures. Don't we got two pictures or just one?
That's crazy.
Now we did one at the beach. We did the beach, and we did the over by Second.
No, we did not.
Church.
We did not want to do the beach, bro. It was like we ain't got no paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was the worst. And we did Set Me Free. Like, might as
Y'all
well.
was mad. Y'all was
in
mad.
New York City, man.
And y'all was mad.
That's it.
Like, bro, is there a reason why we use the paint? Like, I was mad, bro. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Yeah, wow. that was. Yeah, it was a great run, man. Like I said, man, all these years later, you guys still in good health. You guys look, you know,
definitely
look good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not as good as me, but you look great. You know that. I'm happy.
Hey,
you know how the old people say it. I'm glad that you rest in bed wasn't your deathbed, or whatever they say. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that you guys are all, you know, doing life, man. You know, I'm happy that we're able to even do this in the age where people ain't even making it. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely this time of days.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not it's a reunion. It's a reunion over on this side versus us having to meet at a funeral. So I'm here for it, man.
Definitely,
I'm here for it.
Well, at least y'all know I'll come. At least y'all know I will come.
Yeah, man.
Hey, here we go.
I would come to that. I would not be like, nah, I ain't gonna come.
Well, you got a good at least 40 years for me, man. I ain't going nowhere so soon.
Okay, shoot.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm good.
I'm trying to at least get like 84, 85, you know.
Okay, I want to be miserable. I want to be an old miserable person in the hospital.
Yeah.
Mike, you can't tell me, Mike, them old people in the hospital don't make you want to be old as hell.
Oh yeah.
They be cussing you out with no filter, and I think that's just a blessing to be that old and see so much to where you say I don't give a fuck no more.
Yeah, that's good, man. We got to try to get together, man. I think Atlanta. Talking about meeting up in Atlanta, actually, you know what I'm saying? But you know, North Carolina ain't too far from us either, man. You know,
North Carolina is 8 hours for me, 8 hours for Mike.
I mean, it's time overdue. I'm definitely down for that.
We gotta definitely get together, man.
Let's plan something. We gotta hear on video. We got it live. Let's plan something for us to
get together, man.
Definitely. I can say this one thing. My kid's mother always like she like granted I did not like really fuck with y'all, but she knows about y'all too. That just shows volume. Like granted, our relationship did parts and we grew differently, but I felt like we always kept our family know about, like I know Cherish and her family. I know all, I kept contact some way. And like I said, my kid's mother, like she was like, why you don't talk to Sleeping Mike? I'm like, it is what it is. Keep it moving. Like you need to talk to your boys. Like she knows about y'all, and like she's even happy that we even like talking about this now. So she would she'll be happy. I'm shouting her out because she been dying for this day to come. So yeah.
Yeah, life is short. It feels good to have this conversation and to be able to be men and say, you know what, we messed up. Here we are now, and let's build, man. There's no time like the present to build, man. Life is legit too short.
Look, we still young. Millionaires don't always, not every millionaire has to be a 21-year-old. There's millionaires at 40.
I'm 34. I got time.
Hey. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Man. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? SOC merch might be out there somewhere. It might strike millions of dollars. So something that we don't.
Bro, listen, man. Your mouth to God's ear.
Yeah.
So we wasn't about that
Nope.
either. At that time, when we was trying to make a little chump change, we wasn't about giving it back to the church.
It wasn't.
We was trying to
Yeah,
It
hustle.
wasn't, man.
we had our own plans in mind.
Yeah, we saw a gift. We
We
tried to
sure
hustle that
did.
gift.
We sure did, man. So,
Even with my ministry, in Atlanta, I think we got to a point where it took a little bit longer, but the same way we fell out is the same way I fell out with them. And I still keep in contact with a lot of them, but we feel like it was just like at one point in your adulthood, you have to understand where when you can't always when you put God first, you cannot allow anything to hinder that, because it's so much stuff is easy to really push you away to what you really call for.
Facts.
And I felt like even with my faith in action mind ministry, we was, like I said, like you said, we was booming in Atlanta. And again, I allowed myself and others to get the cockiness again, because once we're young, we're young and vibrant. Anytime we do anything, you want to, like a peacock, you want to flock your feathers and show the world what you can do. And like the mind try to do it, Miss Aiken, they try to teach us like you can flock your feathers, but learn that it's only for God, and don't look for nothing from it. And I think that we was taking that we was, because people, it was hard because people just kept coming to us. We was doing it for fun. We liked it, but people kept coming to us. You're great. And who don't like that? Who don't like to be told like you moved me? You put something inside me. You made me different when you came on stage. You know what I'm saying? There's certain people that get in like grad school, you did something to me. That's awesome to feel that. That's that, and also too, not having a man in your life, a father figure, that also don't help. Somebody telling you you're great, because that's your father should tell you that you're great. Your father should tell you that you're awesome. So, and I think that's why we are great fathers now, because we refuse to not let us know how great they are, how amazing they can be, how amazing they will be, because we didn't get that. Our mothers had to teach us love and be tough, because we were guys. We got girls.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't got no sons, but y'all got girls, so y'all, it's like the love is different for them. I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna push you like you're tough. I'm gonna show you the love of a man, because you ain't gonna get no other man.
Yeah. You gotta love them like your life depended on it, because it does. So.
Okay.
It does.
And that's what our mothers.
Yeah.
And that's what our mothers showed. And that's why I say that's what I grind from too. That's what our mothers showed. We hustle. I can never say that y'all two ain't no bum father at all. Like that's one that I command. Like y'all ain't no none. And Mike working fucking, I don't know how in God's name how he working 2 fucking jobs or 3 jobs and shit. I will never. But it's just the hustle. Scoop hustling his job, trying to make it a career. Just so I can provide for my family, and that's how I work. I grind for my family, and any little money I got in my pocket for me, great. But if it's them first, and that's why I always commend y'all on being fathers. Y'all make sure like whatever I need to do. If I need to work 2 jobs, I'm gonna do it. If I need to work 3 jobs, I'm gonna do it. So like really, it's like commending y'all for really doing what y'all supposed to do for your kids and your wives, and like just keep the grind and hustling. Because these generation, it's easy now. It's easy to make money. We ain't come from no money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was like, I look at my check now, like it's like to me it's chump change, because like from where I had to come from, like that's like 17 now, it ain't nothing. Before we was like, I can't wait to make 17. I can't wait to make 18. We make it now as adults, as all these years when we was trying to make it, when we was making that 725 in 2007. You know what I'm saying?
We were just talking about that too.
I work at Boys and Girls Club and work at the gas station.
Yeah. It's
a lot,
tough, man.
The next thing we're celebrating is
just to match it.
The next celebration is Mike's wedding.
Yeah, September, man. September 4th, man.
That's the next thing, man.
Yeah, September 4th, man. I got an invite if you want it, man. I'll send it to you, bro. Just send me information, bro.
Definitely.
Most definitely. I'd love to see you there, man. If you definitely can make it, I'd love to see you. Any help you need, get
you live in Jersey?
Man, let me know, bro. I'm still out here, man. You
No,
know, for a little bit
it's
more.
gonna be in Jersey.
Yeah, definitely. Neptune.
I think only time I was gonna do only what I was about to do with Sean's. I was trying to make it to Sean wedding. That ticket he did it out of state though. That shit was high hell. High hell price.
Yeah, man. It's dope, man. But let's wrap. We stay online, but let's wrap this thing up real quick, man.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
I said, man, it's great to see you guys, man. Like I love you guys. I miss you, man. Anybody out there, we still here. You know what I mean? We might move a little bit slower, but the message is still the same,
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Father time is kicking in on me right now. My son pulling on my legs, man. Yeah. Next episode, we can do a father show, man. Introduce the world to the family, man.
Definitely.
I'm
with it.
I'm down for the brats.
Man, it's great, man. I say I'm humbled. You guys definitely blessed my heart today, man. I'm gonna let you know that.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, today. I'm on high. I'm on 100 all day today, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I'm
about to watch the Eagles track these Bucks real quick.
I don't know why. You see the boys. You see the boys.
Yeah,
you see the boys. Trying to get that money.
But
all right,
yeah,
man. It's been a good show. This is gonna be up tomorrow.
All right.
Tomorrow. Right. Love y'all, man.
I love you, man.
I love you too, man.
All right, peace, bro.
Peace.
I'll be